Okay, at this point, you've probably heard so much about this three-phase revenue growth system. So now let's get into actually how this system works. So most Amazon brands hit the same roadblock. Everyone hits the same roadblock for the most part, whether you're a small brand, big brand, so on and so forth. And here are a few of them. First thing is wasted PPC spend. You have a climbing ACOS with no clear ROI on that. High cost per clicks based off of your market, new competitors. The bids are just getting overall higher. Poor ROAS. So your conversion rate on these keyword campaigns is not at a high enough level. And you're relying way too heavily on paying Amazon to get sales. So this is horrible. So many brands spend so much money on PPC, and PPC is what drives most of their sales, and they see a big lag between their organic sales. So that's what we're here to fix. Next thing is listings that don't convert. So either poor images, below average click-through rate, weak copy, low trust signals, and conversion rate. This is very important. It's a combination of traffic and conversion. We can bring the best traffic onto our listing, but if we're not converting well, nothing matters. So how do you improve conversion rate? Your click-through rate, super important. Your main image is one of the biggest things on Amazon to get people to click on your actual product. When people search for a keyword and they see 20 to 50 different listings, what makes your listing stand out from the competition? It's your main image. Are you showcasing your unique value proposition? It's your pricing, it's your reviews, everything else. Once they click on your listing, how good are your infographics? Do you show the benefits of your product? Are there lifestyle images? Do we have good video creatives? Do we have compelling brand stories showcasing our benefits of our brand, where we come from, so on and so forth? Do we have really good A+ content or premium A+ content showcasing further what our product actually is in use? Do we have product comparison charts showing other products of ours? These are just a few things for listings that are really important that most sellers don't identify. And the third thing is, biggest thing is flat organic rankings. You're buried on page 3 and beyond with no visibility, stalled growth, having to pay for almost every single sale on Amazon. This is the worst thing. We don't want to pay to win or pay to play. We want to get a lot more organic sales and be top of search for a majority of our keywords. So we're here for all of this. And pretty much worst of all, competitors stealing all your customers and sales, even when you know your product is better. This is the worst thing. Your product is really good. You have very unique value selling proposition that you know the market wants, but you can't showcase it to the right audience because when people search for these keywords, you're nowhere to be seen. So we're here to fix all of that. And pretty much I have a whole video here going over why your Amazon product isn't selling and how to fix it. So I'm gonna break all this down, especially using our three-phase revenue growth system. So most agencies just run ads. We engineer Amazon growth from the ground up using our proprietary system, built to recover spend, boost rankings, and scale profitability. Let's go into pillar 1 of our system, which is build a foundation. We optimize everything, your PPC campaigns to your product listings. Most brands are leaking ad spend and missing ranking opportunities. So many brands I work with, 7 to 8 figure brands, have a whole infrastructure built in place that is for inefficient growth. They're wasting so much money and they don't realize, which I'm gonna go over with you in this video. We do this so your foundation is clean, your ads are efficient, your listings are fully set up to rank and convert with a clear focus on what's been holding you back. So let's dive deeper into this. Deep precision cleanup audit of your PPC campaigns. We cut wasted ad spend, restructure campaigns, and identify growth levers. Okay, here is what I mean. This is from one of our clients, okay? This is their entire Amazon search term report that we identified before we even started working with them. So you can have a look here. We have over 9,000 search terms. So it's very hard to manage efficiently and figure out what do we focus on, what do we cut out. And for example, this brand has over 500 SKUs, okay? First thing is we color code based off of our current metrics. What ACOS are we aiming for? What ACOS are we not aiming for? What is not profitable? What can we build upon? What campaigns do we need more spend to build efficient growth? So if we have a look here, spend. They spent about $20,756 in that single month and generated $40,694. So the ACOS is about 50%, which is pretty poor, right? We also analyze conversion rate, everything, but these are all the terms. Next thing we do is we identify campaign intention. Every campaign has an intention for every brand specific to where they are at in their journey. So this can be ranking and organic boost, drive targeted traffic to increase keyword ranking and trigger organic sales. So that's one sort. Scaling sales. Entire goal is to expand reach on winning keywords to grow revenue aggressively. Next thing is defensive and brand protection. So this brand specifically needed a lot of defensive campaigns to protect their listings from competitors. Next thing is competitor conquesting. We want to target our competitor ASINs or brand terms to steal market share because we have a better product than theirs. We want to showcase it to their customers, okay? Next thing is new product launches. We want to generate rapid visibility and reviews during that initial honeymoon phase. This is very important. Another thing is clearance and inventory liquidation. Pretty much if we have a lot of inventory, we got to get out real quick or else Amazon is going to keep charging us. We have campaigns built specifically for that. Next one, profit maximization. Focus on higher ROAS, ACOS targets to boost overall margins. 17, retargeting, remarketing, sponsored display ads. Re-engage shoppers who viewed but did not purchase. Seasonal event push and category domination. So you can just have a look at all the different campaign intentions we identify. because everything has a purpose. And if we don't set that up from the beginning, we're setting us up for failure right out the gate. Now, next thing we did was we identify in different categories and percentages different ad groups. So we have 9,331 ad groups and we put them into different colors for a specific reason. Now, why did we do this? So if you have a look here, red was spending about 1,500, generating that much sales, green that much, blue that much, blue 13,500 sending with 0 sales. You see this big bottleneck right here? So we go back here. So anything for this brand, red, high ACOS above 40%. So we identified that we want to clean up as much as possible. Green, that is the low ACOS below 40%, which is their metric. Can we build upon these campaigns? You know, for example, they spent 4,000 almost and got 38,000 in sales. So they're performing well with the profitable ACOS. We need to increase the bids to drive more traffic and maximize sales, or create new campaigns targeting certain keywords in that. Gray, high spend, so more than $15 with no sales. Pretty much $1,762. They wasted $1,762 a month on these, okay? These targets have high spend but no sales. Recommend pausing or optimizing bids. Now, the most important one for them, blue, low spend. So more than $15 in spend with no sales, okay? This is crazy. 92% of the total targets. They spent a total of $13,507 a month with 0 sales, and they were not identifying this because they had so many search terms. So these targets have low spend but 0 sales. But the issue is there's so many targets and it's resulting in 13,000 a month. So either pausing or refining these targets. So this is a process we do for every brand we start working with. We identify the intent of certain campaigns. We set them, put them in thresholds based off of ACOS thresholds that we identify for the brand that makes sense for them, and then we build off of that. So here's another example from a client of ours doing about 5 million up to halfway point of the year. Their sales were down for about 4% year over year, looking at a 440,000 sales loss, okay? Even with an increased PPC budget, which I'm gonna go into with you. Advertising, we break down their entire advertising structure. How much money going to sponsored products, sponsored brands, sponsored display, the different match types, exact, phrase, broad, product targeting, auto. Where are our placements mostly at? Top of search, product pages, rest of search. You can see all this data here. It's a lot of data. This brand is spending about $80,000 a month on their PPC, and they were wondering why our sales not growing. Well, we identified a bunch of bottlenecks for them. The sponsored brands were not performing. They're spending way too much on these auto campaigns. They were not spending enough on broad campaigns. We have a lot of data here to build upon and identify what levers do we cut out, what levers do we build upon further. So general recommendation, if you're a brand doing below 7 figures a year, we then pretty much optimize for 90% of your PPC spend should go to sponsored product because we want to rank on these keywords. 7% should go to sponsored brand and 3% go to sponsored display. Now, obviously, the more you make on Amazon, the more revenue you have. If you do 5 million, 10 million, we want to focus more on sponsored brand and sponsored display campaigns. For example, this brand is spending a lot of sponsored display because they do about $10 million a year on Amazon. So it's very specific to where you're on Amazon. We identify what is the best lever for you for growth. What we also do is do a graphical view here of where the split of ad spend is going from sponsored product to, for example, the sponsored product spend and the sponsored product sales. It matches here. If we see any discrepancies, we know we need to fix this further. Split of ad spend, split of ad sales. You can have a look here. The broad match campaigns, the amount of spend is less to the amount of ad sales, right? So if you look at that, there's a little bit of a drop off here. So we identify all of these levers. And if there's any big ones, we know we can fix that right out the gate. Now, the next thing we do, which is super important for our 3-phase revenue growth system, we prioritize SKUs and place products in tiers of importance for effective growth. For example, we are working with 7 to 8 figure brands on Amazon. Most of them have a very big catalog, hundreds and hundreds of SKUs, with some performing much better than the others. So we want to maximize the best sellers and focus our efforts on growing those because those will overall bring more brand awareness and search volume to our brand as a whole. So we have 3 systems of tiers. Tier 1 core products that drive more than 30% of sales monthly. So these are our biggest growth levers that we always want to maximize in our PPC campaigns and overall growth strategies. Tier 2 growth products drive between 10 to 30% of sales. So these are products with a lot of potential further on that we want to maximize also and never forget. We want to really focus on these products because if it drives 10%, our strategy may drive it up to 25, 30%. And becomes a tier 1 product because there is a lot of potential here. So we fully focus on these 2 for the most part in the beginning. Then we have tier 3 low-hanging fruit products. These are products that drive less than 10% of sales that can go all the way down to 1%, 0.5, 2%. So it's these low-hanging fruits that we want to identify. Here's an example of it for one of our clients. We have tier 1 products over here doing this much monthly, tier 2 products doing this, and then we have tier 3 products. We do it in the system because then we know exactly with so many SKUs, which ones do we prioritize for growth. We know if we prioritize these top ones here and drive more sales, if we double this sale, that's 600,000. We focus on this, it's small growth levers, which we want to focus on in the future. So what we do is we fully optimize the listings. So tier 1 and tier 2 products first. So what do I mean with that? Keyword driven SEO, which I'm going to show you later on. High converting images and A+ content. Showcase the value your products provide to make it an easy choice. Here's an example of A+ content for one of our clients, showcasing the technology in our actual boxes and what makes it special. The result is a clean, profitable foundation for scale. So here is how our SEO system works. So pretty much first thing is we identify the product itself. Then we identify up to 10 of your main competitors. So we have a bunch of ASINs up here, which are our main competitors and our product. Okay, that is the first thing. Then what we do, we take all the data. We want to identify terms that at least have a search volume of 500, and then we get all the data. And there's a lot of terms here. For example, how many terms do we have here? We have over 22,000 terms here, which is a lot. We don't want to focus on all that. So then what we do next is we set a criteria. So this is the criteria we have set. It's a relevancy criteria. So pretty much what we're looking for is identify which terms us and our top competitors are ranked in the top 30 organic slots for on Amazon. Now, I say top 30 because this means we're on the first page of Amazon, and ideally we're on the top half of page 1. You know, nobody goes on the second page of Amazon, third page. So if a product is stuck there, we're missing on so many sales. So the entire goal is to identify these keywords to see if we can get our product up on top of page 1 for these high volume search terms, right? Once we do this, we identify which terms are the most relevant for us. For example, here are the most relevant terms. A relevancy of 10 means 10 of our competitors, including us, are ranked in the top 30 for this. You can see all the rankings here, okay? Now we know we can rank even higher. If our ranking is low on it, we know we can rank even higher. So we set these parameters, and then we can identify by search volume what are the ones we want to focus the most heavily on. So this one, cordless vacuum cleaner, for example, 17,000 search volume and it's a relevancy of 6, but we're ranked number 40 for it. So this is just one example. So what we do is we identify all of these keywords. There's so many keywords here, as you can see, color coded, to like a whole new level, like the color coded. Like I can go set it by relevancy again, and you'll see all the colors here, and it goes down to depending on how important the keywords are. So once we have all these terms, then we identify what are our primary keywords. These are the most important keywords we want to target. Then we have the secondary keywords. So which ones can we put further on, and then discovery keywords, okay? And even competitor ASINs. Using all of that, we revamp your entire listing. So here's a video breakdown of me doing it actually on Amazon. I might leave the link here. Pretty much identify all the main terms and then put it into Helium 10, extract the most important terms, put it into our actual backend terms, so on and so forth. We use a lot of AI components to further build upon it, and then pretty much make a whole new optimized copy for you, building upon everything so that we're getting maximum search volume. This is just one example of how our SEO system works, but this is very important. We want to create a master keyword list based on our product and our top competitors, and then start implementing that into our actual listing. Okay, that is pretty much everything for our phase 1 system. We cut wasted ad spend, restructure your PPC, place products on priorities, fully optimize your listings with keyword-driven SEO, high converting images, and A+ content to boost visibility and performance. Now it's time to scale. And the best thing is, most clients of ours saved 15 to 20% right off the bat with our Pillar 1 cleanup phase, especially ones that spend a lot of money on PPC. There's a lot of cleanup and identify what are our growth levers we can further build upon. Now, Pillar 2 is where we focus on accelerating growth. We're here for the sales. We need to grow the revenue and our organic ranking. We focus on growing your sales because traffic without strategy doesn't turn into revenue or keyword dominant. We do this so each campaign is designed with a clear goal, whether it's ranking, profitability, or brand visibility. So what we do is we launch a ranking engine with tailored PPC and SEO campaigns. So I showed you the SEO strategy already. Now we launch new campaigns, or we build upon your current data for exact match or phrase match ASIN targeting to build our keyword ranking. What we do is we make sure to track through Helium 10 all of our keyword rankings. So we go into Helium 10, I don't have it pulled up right now, put all your products in, all the main keywords you're trying to target, and then we track it week over week. Helium 10 has an 8-day sales velocity. So every 8 days, it gives you a number that you have to hit in order to be on the top half of page 1. Ideally, we want to hit a certain goal. We're getting down many sales in that 8-day period. So we're showing up on the top half of page 1. Like I said, each campaign has a clear intent, ranking, profitability, or brand awareness. So PPC campaigns focus initially heavily on the tier 1 and tier 2 products as we identified, because these are the biggest brand levers for us. If we get more sales velocity and overall organic growth for these products, more people are inevitably going to have a look at our brand as a whole and see other products of ours. Maybe we can put our products in a product comparison chart, showcase more areas. So pretty much it's overall more brand visibility. What we also do is we A/B test creatives to boost click-through rate and conversion rate. This is very important. We optimize at every part of the funnel to make sure that we're on par. And if something's lagging behind, we identify what can we do to further build upon this. So how do we do this? One method we do is PickFu. We start running PickFu polls. We identify which product we want to focus on, and we create various copies of images. Okay, we have, let's say we want to change a main image. We create 3 different sets of main images, and we go to PickFu and we set a demographic filter we're targeting these specific people in our niche and our demographic. Then we showcase the images, and using actual real-time people data, we know exactly which image performs the best. Now we have a winning image. Now we go to Amazon itself, put that image up, and the next thing we're going to do is we're going to use Amazon's manager experiments to actually see the actual data in real time. So what we then do is go to Amazon's manager experiments. Now using real-time data, we put these images up for 2 weeks separately, and we identify through actual sales, conversions, click-through rate, which one performs the best. So it's a dual-step actual A/B testing process with real-time people with PickFu. Then we go to Amazon's manager experiments and double verify it. Now the most important part of this phase is sustain keyword momentum. The entire goal is we're trying to move products towards page 1 for our majority of our keywords and improve our bestseller rank in our category. This is the most important thing. We want more organic sales. We don't want to be PPC reliant. So we analyze every single PPC metric best suited for your growth, weekly optimization and adjustments based on real-time data and tracking keyword ranking. The result, higher sales, strong availability, more organic sales, which is the most important thing, and a better ROI. This means that we set tailored PPC goals, launch strategic campaigns, A/B test creatives to boost click-through rating and conversion rate, and drive sustained keyword momentum to keep your products competitive always. Very important, during this phase, we track your inventory and forecast for use to make sure we always stay in stock, especially when we see an increase in sales velocity. We also track your actual profitability through our profit sheet for you. Now, pillar 3 is where we scale across your catalog. We scale what's working and go deeper into the funnel, because once traffic and rankings are strong, the next level is about compounding actual growth. So we do this so we can improve conversion rate, test pricing strategies, launch new ASINs, and roll out proven tactics to your tier 2 and tier 3 products. So what exactly do I mean by this? This is our conversion uplift phase. We analyze buyer behavior and fix funnel leaks, whether it's our pricing, reviews, and images. So we identify what part of the funnel we can improve upon and what to focus on further. So we scale what's working, launch new ASINs, variations, bundled options for existing tier 1 and tier 2 products. Let's say we have a tier 1 product that is crushing it now. Can we launch new variations? Can we launch new bundles? Is there any sort of method we can do to pretty much make that listing even stronger so that the competition can't do anything to us ever? We also expand tier 2 and tier 3 products. Maybe we have some other products we want to focus further PPC budgets on that we weren't optimizing as much as before. We identify through actual new market research, new potential for your tier 3 products and tier 2 products based off of that. Then we optimize your images further, your copy, and start running campaigns built for that. Pretty much, this is a perfect graph. Scale the winners, launch new ASINs, expand variations, and grow your tier 2 and tier 3 products. So one way we can do this is run high intent retargeting campaigns and build customer loyalty brand awareness campaigns. So I have a whole video going over sponsored display campaigns. There are so many sponsored display campaigns, from retargeting existing buyers, people who added to cart, or overall people in your demographic. Now let's say we're at a stage where we want to build an overall brand awareness and customer base on Amazon. There's so many different campaigns you can run for sponsored brands, sponsored display retargeting campaigns, sponsored display retargeting, remarketing purchase campaign, all sort of campaigns. It's all in this video I have for you. But this is the stage where we want to focus on how we can build more equity in our business on Amazon. So we want to turn our top performers into a full portfolio of best sellers, maintain rankings, and never go out of stock. But we also do, which is very important during this stage and also in the other stages, is use Amazon Search Query Performance Report to improve parts of the funnel. Let me explain that for you. So here is Amazon Search Query Performance. This is a video I have for it. Pretty much it's all the inside data directly attributed to our brand if you're brand registered. Now how we use this is we identify what part of the funnel we can improve upon, whether it's our impressions, our clicks, our add to cart, or purchase. If we identify for certain search terms that our impression share is low compared to the clicks, we'll start running more advertising for that. If we identify our click share is very poor compared to our impressions, that's an issue with your main image or overall listing. We identify how can we improve our main image and stuff like that. Run new A/B tests for PickFu. Run new A/B tests through Amazon Manager Experiments. This tool is very important, especially if your products are doing really, really well and we want to identify what can we further improve our conversion rate on. So impressions, clicks, add to carts, purchase. We identify what part of the lever is lagging behind, and then we put our efforts directly into further building upon this. I promise you, this is one of the most important things that is heavily underutilized by companies on Amazon, because it is direct data given to you from Amazon for how you can improve your sales. Now to finish off, this is ideally the outcome. You have a self-reinforcing growth machine where PPC drives rankings, your rankings drive organic sales, and your profits fuel expansion, whether that's into other marketplaces or launching new products. Okay, this is the end goal. Ideally, this is where we want to take you, where we add 100K, 200K, 300K, whatever our goal goals with you and overall grow your business. So to finish off, we run high intent retargeting campaigns, build customer loyalty, and turn your top performers into a full portfolio of bestsellers, creating long-term sustainable brand growth. If we identify we can expand into different marketplaces, we'll let you know and we start focusing on that. So this is everything about our 3-phase revenue growth system. I can go further in depth on this actually, but I won't make this video too long. So yeah, let's hop on a call and let's discuss further how we can help you grow your business on Amazon to a whole new level.